All right, we'll call to order the meeting of the Raynham Conservation Committee for December 7th, 2016 at 5:30. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Motion to accept.
Second. Motion to accept, second, and those are the meeting minutes of November 16th. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Let's have it. Gail, do we have any bills? Any correspondence?
The correspondence.
Site visits?
We'll discuss that after.
All right, we'll move right into informal. Mr. Romero with the SAVE program, completion and summary.
These are the project deliverables. I'll give those to
Thank you.
now. And, first off, I'd like to offer my congratulations to Mr. Moreira and Mr. McRae and their ascendancies to chairman and co-chairman. And I'd like to thank the board for the opportunity to serve again this past summer. No, actually, these past 5 months. I'm not going to go through all of the project task and deliverables at this time because they're all summarized for you on the sheets that I passed out to you. The binders got kind of expensive to make, so I could only submit one set for the entire board, but I think you'll all appreciate reviewing the information in them. There are a couple of discs. One summarizes the presentation that I made to the residents of the town at the senior center last spring, and the other contains quite a few pictures that I took of wildlife, mostly plant life, at the Hewitt's Pond area, and a couple from Forge River. There are some recommendations on the back sides of the handouts that I gave you, and I think it may be quite important, the first one, to investigate or have the town engineer investigate the flow that occurs even under these historical drought conditions under the concrete pad of the spillway from Hewitt's Pond off to the river, because there is some flow under that pad, and there could be some destruction of the underlayment that could cause future problems. The other recommendation relates to a problem that was encountered last year also. There's quite a lot of trash, especially at the fishing area on Hewitt's Pond at the second spillway. And there are fires on weekends there, it appears, occasionally, and a lot of fishing line in the trees, etc. It seems the area should be, maybe the police department could take a look down there on the weekends. It would really be nice to have a trash barrel, but I know that kind of detracts from the serenity of the surroundings, but it would be nice to have some way to make it easy for visitors to dispose of their bottles and butts and packaging, etc. So those are the major things I'd bring to your concern, and I would like to, if I could be accepted, apply to do the same thing next summer, although I would propose spending some time trying to arrange for some possibly graduate students, maybe at Bridgewater University, to do a wildlife study in the Hewitt's Pond area. possibly elsewhere in town. Because as you will see on the disc, etc., that includes State Biomap 7, that there are many rare and endangered species in the town, and I think they should be documented. And that graduate students can check all the aquatic life and plant life and whatever wildlife they can observe in that area. And their deliverables would be submitted at next year's presentation. Aside from that, I don't have anything else to add, but if you have any questions, I'm open to answering them.
Any of the commissioners have anything for Mr. Romero?
No, I just flipped through the book.
Make sure you look at him.
Sorry, I flipped through the book quick, and I'm impressed with all the work you've done. Congratulations.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations on all the work you've done.
Oh, thank you very much.
A lot of work.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful presentation, yes.
I wasn't able to spend as much time visiting the sites during about 4 or 5 weeks during the summer due to severe back problem. It's cleared up now pretty much. So I spent a lot of time researching the information that you have in the disc and the pamphlets. I have a question for you. There had always been bits of paper and trash near the roadway in the field near the Forge River site, and I noticed like starting in August and almost right through October that there was very little debris in that area. Was there another volunteer cleaning up in that part, or?
The highway department goes down there and does some maintenance. I know the neighbor across the street from you, he goes down there a lot and cleans up around that area.
Rogers Way.
The highway department does a lot of cleanup work there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
other people just go out and
Okay.
voluntarily on their own clean.
All right, they
Yeah.
did an
Which is a good
especially
thing.
job late
It's a
this
very good
summer.
thing.
My congratulations to him.
Thank you again.
Thank you again, Mr. Romero.
All right.
Anytime you want to do more,
Okay.
you know,
All right, I'll see
you're
you in-
volunteering your time, and, the town appreciates it, and whatever we can do to help out with whatever we need to do on our end, we're more than happy to accommodate. And
Okay,
again, we appreciate all the time and effort.
all right, I
You
know that.
After two seasons, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Okay.
this
I look
next
forward
year.
to seeing you all again.
Thank you.
Years ago,
Thank you, thank
we redid all
you.
the culverts. Thank you. I think Bill was there.
Okay, we have a request for a certificate of compliance, a partial, 122 Brook Street, map 16, parcel 7-9, Catherine Wonder.
You're all set? It's all set to go, and if you want to vote to issue it, you're all set.
Okay.
Motion to issue the partial order conditions for 129 Brook Street.
Okay,
Map 16.
motion is a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Kathy, what I do is I'll prepare the paperwork and I'll mail it out to you. Okay? All right, because it does have to be recorded. Okay. Okay? You're all set. Thank you.
All right, we'll move into formal. Paul, can you read us into formal, please?
Conservation Commission meeting, December 7th, 2016, meeting in the Donald L. McKinnon Memorial Room. All public hearings and meetings heard by the Raynham Conservation Commission on Wednesday, December 7th, 2016 at 5:30 p.m. in the Raynham Veterans Memorial Town Hall, Donald L. McKinnon Meeting Room, 558 South Main Street, Raynham, Mass., are relative to findings in joint hearings and/or meetings under Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended in the Town of Raynham Wetland Byland Protection Bylaw.
All right, first item, issuance of order of conditions, Lot 1, Richmond Street.
Map 14, parcel 59-0, Al Andronis. We did close this out last meeting. We closed the hearing. We need a motion to issue.
Motion to issue an order of conditions, Lot 1, Richmond Street, map 14, parcel 59-0, Al Andreas.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. All right, we have a request for determination of applicability. This is an after-the-fact. 473 South Street West, map 14, parcel 16, Village South Plaza, Inc.
Any of this that's in there. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission and staff. My name is Steve Ivis, principal of Ivis Environmental. I'm here with the applicant, Mr. Mann, over here, and Mr. Steve.
Hold on one second.
Green card? Tear.
You have those all by digital
Okay.
format.
All right.
Green
And
card and tear sheet. Would you like the,
Do you have the original?
I have the
That
originals
would be great.
here, if you would like them, absolutely. Please take them.
Problem is, sometimes it doesn't show the date on it. That's the
Sure.
whole problem.
That's fine.
Hold on a second.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Okay, as I was saying,
You could hold on, sir, one sec. We gotta get our our clerk here to read it in.
of course.
Got a raise. In accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, in the Town of Raynham local bylaw, the Raynham Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, December 7th, 2016, at 5:30 p.m. in the Donald L. McKinnon Meeting Room in the Raynham Veterans Memorial Town Hall at 558 South Main Street, Raynham, Mass., on a request for determination of applicability filed by Village South Plaza Incorporated, 1 Judson Street, Raynham, Mass. 02767. The applicant requests a determination for an after-the-fact request for determination of applicability for the maintenance of a catch basin, pipe, and dry well system approximately 100 feet from a bordering vegetated wetland at the closest point, and whether it is subject to the jurisdiction under the Wetlands Protection Act and the Town of Raynham bylaw. The property is owned by Village South Plaza Incorporated and is located at 473 South Main Street West, Raynham, map 14, parcel 16.
All right, sir, once again, if you could state your name and...
Sir, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
No problem. My name is Steve Ivis, principal of Ivis Environmental. I'm here with the applicant, Mr. Mann, and with the engineer, Steve Bernstein. What I just handed out to you is a copy of something in the filing already. It happens to be a 1987 Tibbetts engineering plan that shows the resources close to the site. And the blue line happens to be the mean annual high water of Dam Lot Brook. As it flows, I believe it's flowing south in that location toward the Taunton River, which is just across the street pretty much. This is on South Street West, very close to Route 44, of course. It's a commercial facility. It has been there for some years. There was a 1987 line done for the bordering vegetated wetlands. That's the green line on that plan. And then there's a couple of lines. There's a red line, which is 100 feet from the BVW, and there's an orange line, which is the 200-foot riverfront. In 1987, there was no riverfront because the act happened in 1996. In any case, back in the winter of 2015, there developed an area that became flooded at a catch basin, which is at the westerly access for this commercial development. In spring of 2016, the catch basin was looked at, and it was determined that the pipe coming from the catch basin out to a dry well to the north and west was crushed. That pipe was replaced without any permitting at that time. So we are coming back into you on the advice of your consultant to ask whether we should have gone through a notice of intent process as well. The pipe was replaced, erosion controls were put in before anything was done. The area is now stabilized, as you will see in the file with the photographs, and there's been no impact at all to any of the wetland resources, to date at least. And I think I'll stop there and ask for questions.
All right, just so my commissioners are aware, I actually did go out when this initially happened. The work was confined to the area that is mentioned in his plan. If you look at the work area, it's kind of like a little squiggly line around it.
Yes.
It cut across a little bit of the driveway, the asphalt there, and the pipe was repaired. It was stabilized, and it stabilized itself extremely fast. It's it's right on the edge of the asphalt area.
When was this done?
Oh, you'd have to refresh my memory now.
I believe it was done in the spring of 2016, spring of this year
This spring.
sometime.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a repair to a existing pipe that was failing.
Right.
So, any commissioners have any questions?
You're not supposed to ask for forgiveness. You're
Well,
supposed to ask for permission.
well, in that case, then I will do this. I will identify the provision of the Wetlands Protection Act which may exempt us from having to file a notice of intent. And that's 310 CMR 10.02, parentheses 3, parentheses B. Work to maintain stormwater management system is limited to maintenance of a stormwater management system as defined in 310 CMR 10.04 and 310 CMR 10.02 3C. Said work utilized best practical measures to avoid and minimize impacts to wetland resource area outside the footprint of the stormwater management system. So that's actually within the regs. It may exempt us from having to file a notice of intent. Again, it's a maintenance activity.
Yes, it is a maintenance activity, but there was also a lot of excavation done to maintain a pipe. Maintenance, when you think of maintenance, you think of maybe a catch basin cleaner, clean outs. But no, I understand completely. So our consultant is not here tonight because he's very sick, and I don't think we all want his germs. But one question he did have is, the area that was worked on, are you able to provide a up-to-date sketch, a rendering, not on an old map, with a fresh engineer stamp for whoever's signing off on it? We're not looking for the whole site, because that's out of the realm, it's already been done, but the area that's been worked on, just that little
An
section.
attachment.
Yes, I'm sure we can. Steve, can you sign?
Well, we don't have any, we don't have any CAD plans. This project was done before. Any available CAD files. It hasn't been recently surveyed.
But I think what he's asking for is some type of documentation of what was done, how it was done, and an engineer's approval stamp on it.
Yeah. We're not looking
Yes.
for...
Not looking for the whole site.
Yeah, because
Just
obviously that wasn't done, and that was somebody else's...
cross-section of
that
what
little
was done.
slice of the pie, that little quadrant, saying, here's what was done, here's how it was done, here's a stamp, and we'll put it in the same file and be good to go.
Yes.
And I see it being done as just the RDA, and I think with that little attachment, with somebody taking ownership of that little piece of the pie, I think I'm okay with that. I don't know about my commissioners.
I just have one, how did the pipe get crushed? Any idea?
Probably over the years, just from trucks and deliveries in the back.
Yeah.
Heavy trucks, most likely.
So I
Probably
mean,
from trucks.
for prevention purposes, is there any way to protect that catch basin so it doesn't get hit by trucks, and if it's right on the edge of the pavement onto the grass, or?
Well, the actual drain cover itself, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is right in the middle of the driveway, because that's where all the water collects and then goes down.
And the pipe was farther out?
Yeah, the pipe was farther out.
Okay.
And the
All right.
pipe that was placed in there, Mr. Chairman, is a very heavy-duty pipe.
Right, so, yep. So the pipe that was replaced with is much better than what was there
All
originally.
right, I thought the catch basin was right on the edge.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, the pipe actually went from that drain out to the edge.
Out to the edge,
So,
okay.
yeah.
All
Right.
That's where the drawing would be beneficial.
So, any other commissioners have any other questions?
No, I'm good.
So, I'd like to see us get this continued to the next meeting, and if you can get us that little cross-section, that little section, engineer stamp, we can attach it to this, we can close out this, and have this behind us.
Perfect.
That easy. Absolutely, sir. If you could just come up to the mic and just state your name and firm or address for the record, please.
Hi, I'm Stephen Bernstein. I'm a civil engineer from Stoughton, Massachusetts. The name of my company is SLB Group, LLC. We'll be the persons preparing the plan. So just to be clear, you want a site plan, I imagine something on larger scale than what is shown.
Yes.
And when you say section, do you mean a section or just a plan view?
I just need...
A plan view.
Yeah, just the plan view on the area that was actually physically worked.
Got it.
I don't
Okay.
need to know about anything else, the rest of the property. That's obviously been done years ago, and you don't want to sign off on something else that somebody else did.
Right.
You just want to sign off on what was done, and that's all we're looking for.
I will have it to you before, I'll have it early next week. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
All right, so we'll need a motion to continue.
Motion to continue to our next meeting? Oh, no,
That would be the January.
The January
because we
meeting,
have the
yeah.
special ones next week.
Yeah.
January meeting.
You know what the
date
date
that
is.
is.
The first Wednesday.
First Wednesday in January.
I think it's the fourth.
I think you're right, yeah,
Fourth.
Is it fourth?
Fourth. It's been booked the fourth.
Okay. We get
Change to January 4th.
we get a motion to continue January 4th?
I already did.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Again, get that to us, and we'll square this away and finish it off on January 4th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a abbreviated notice of resource area declination, 1,000 New State Highway and 0 Judson, map 15, parcels 148B and 128A for North Light Realty Trust.
Back up.
Yep.
Let's do this, have a copy of it.
Motion to the receipt form.
We'll copy it. Keep in trouble. Yes.
We just have some small scale ones too, I don't know if you want those.
Nah, this works better.
You good?
We're old, we can't see too good.
Okay.
We good, Gail?
Right there.
Good luck.
Can't get small, is it? Stick up in
We all set, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
In accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Town of Raynham local bylaw, the Raynham Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, December 7th at 5:30 PM in the Donald L. McKinnon Meeting Room in the Raynham Veterans Memorial Town Hall at 558 South Main Street, Raynham, Mass, on an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation filed by Northlight Realty Trust, 6 Commerce Way, Carver, Massachusetts, 0233030. The applicant seeks review and approval of a delineated bordering vegetated wetlands and any resource areas. The property is owned by Northlight Realty Trust, 6 Commercial Way, Carver, Mass, 02330 and is located at 1000 New State Highway and 0 Judson Street, map 15, parcels 121A and 148B. There you go, Chairman.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
If you could please state your name and firm for the record.
Sure. My name is Brendan Mullaney. I'm a professional wetland scientist with Beals and Thomas. I'm here tonight on behalf of Northlight Realty Trust for the abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. What we have is a property on the north side of Route 44. For the location, it's actually directly west of the Wendy's restaurant and to the east of the Lowe's Plaza that's there. The property has some history in front of the commission. There was this same type of filing brought before the commission in 2002. An order of resource area delineation was approved at that time. That would have expired back in 2005. The property then came in front of the commission as a request for determination of applicability in 2004. It was determined that the wetland areas on the eastern portion of the site were non-jurisdictional under the State Wetlands Protection Act, and there was authorization for partial fill of some of those wetlands. That work was completed over a decade ago, and that has how the property has sat for the most part since. In the interim time, the town adopted a wetlands bylaw, which did afford some protection to isolated wetlands such as that one. That's what you see on the eastern portion of the parcel in green. We've called that, in accordance with your bylaw, isolated land subject to flooding or inundation by groundwater or surface water, and that has been demarcated in the field. And then we have a large bordering vegetated wetland system on the western portion of the property. What we did for this was we actually survey located the exact locations of the flags that were approved back in 2002. We went out to the site and we reviewed those in the field. We made some adjustments as necessary to that line, and that is what you see, resurveyed them, and that is what you see currently on this plan. So what we are asking for, so that we can plan properly with associated regulatory setbacks, is confirmation of the bordering vegetated wetland on the western portion of the property and the small isolated wetland adjacent to the Wendy's property on the eastern portion of the property.
So these wetland flags were recertified?
Yes, they were.
In November?
Yes, the ones associated with the BVW were rehung, reevaluated, and moved as necessary, and the area on the eastern side was delineated in November.
Do any of the other commissioners have any questions?
Do we know if Azu's verified these lines?
Mr. Chairman, I spoke to the engineer today, and he has not. This is why I hadn't heard from Azu, because he's been sick since last weekend.
Okay.
He did say he would like to go out to the site as soon as he can when he's well. He wants to check the flags and everything and check the wetland line. But he hasn't been able to do it. That was his plan to do Monday morning, but he hasn't been able to do it.
Okay.
He would like to have it continued until he can do the site visit.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to go out there myself also with him, if any other commissioners would like to accompany us. Does anybody have any other questions before I open it up to the audience?
No,
We're just looking at the wetland.
so, yeah, Azu makes his visit. Okay.
Did you have something else before I open it up?
Yes. Are we able to attend that site visit?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we can be notified?
Yeah, absolutely. We just
Okay.
got to coordinate with our engineer,
Sure.
just to make sure he's available, and when he's available.
Because
Make sure he's not contagious.
That's the whole thing.
Because we found in the past on these type of applications, it's much easier to go out in the field if there is any adjustments that need to be made and work them out then, rather than
Absolutely.
and trying to go back and
I
forth.
highly encourage that instead
Okay.
of coming back and,
Absolutely.
we could, get the ball rolling to make any adjustments if everybody's there.
Sure.
All right, nothing else, commissioners? All right, I'm going to open it up to... All right, enough present time. I'm going to open it up to the audience, if anybody would like to come up to the mic and ask any questions or speak on this.
William Smith, 62 County Street in Taunton. My only question is, on the easterly side, GIS maps show a large wetland. Did you do any test borings over in that area?
Yes, that is the area that was determined, should I speak into the mic here?
Yeah, go ahead.
That area was evaluated in 2004 under the request for determination of applicability. At that time, the only potential resource area that could have been is isolated land subject to flooding, which is this wetland regulated under the Wetlands Protection Act. Calculations were done, and it did not meet the volumetric threshold for ILSF, and the commission determined that it was non-jurisdictional, and a portion of it was filled at that time.
Which piece of property, this piece or this piece? Because I'm showing this line here, and then there's this piece of property here, which
is this piece.
Is this piece.
It was this area right up here. So this is the bottom section of what you're looking at right there next to the Wendy's.
Okay, but
what's left.
Excuse me, Mr. Smith, can you show us the big map, please?
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Chairman?
GIS maps are showing a large area in here. So this is where the question comes in. Were these two pieces of property connected in '04 or whatever? Or
they were
just been connected?
They were separate parcels, from my understanding.
So the 2004 wasn't evaluated on that section here, is what you're saying?
Which piece was evaluated in '04?
From my understanding, the entire wetland complex was evaluated in 2004 to see if it met that volumetric threshold.
I'm not so sure about that one.
You may have been here.
I was here then.
I was here too, so.
And I remember we did that side,
This here.
but I don't remember us doing
Over by
a separate second lot,
By
yeah.
Wendy's?
I could be wrong, but I don't remember that.
And these
I'll have to go
properties
back
have
to
just
the file.
been the same owner recently?
Yes, they're not technically combined into one lot. They're still separate lots.
My question was just if you had done any soils on that side at all.
Yeah, we've looked at both the properties. I don't know how, do you have records that go back to 2004?
We should, yeah, we'll have to go do some dusting and digging, but I'm sure they're there.
You said 2004, was it an RDA?
Yes, we attempted, since determinations of applicability do not have to be recorded, we were not able to track that down ourselves. It was filed with the Raynham Conservation Commission, from our understanding, in January of 2004.
Okay.
And that was for the parcel on the right side behind the Wendy's? Or for the left side? Or the whole thing?
That was,
Because I know we're talking about two separate parcels. On this map, it looks like it's one big one, but it's still two separate parcels.
It's two separate parcels.
I want to make sure we have the right paperwork for both parcels. We're talking about two separate
And I
parcels.
think we did the 15-148-B.
That's what the ORAD, the Order of Resource Area Delineation, was issued for this large wetland complex on both sides, because on the other side of it, they built the Lowe's. So this was not a part of, from my understanding, this isolated area. The review of that was done in 2004 under the RDA, and it was determined that it was non-jurisdictional under the State Wetlands Protection Act.
But what I think, like I said, I'm going to have to dig it out, but if I remember right, it didn't include this big triangle, it only included that little finger down towards the bottom.
I haven't seen the plan, so I guess we'd have to take a look at that to determine what was actually reviewed.
Because it wouldn't, if it was a separate piece of property, it wouldn't have had any reason to investigate onto the east side of the line. But we'll have to dig it up, that's the only way I can.
So in '04, when this came before the Conservation Commission in January of '04, was the parcel behind the Wendy's in discussion? Was that part of what came before in January of '04?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay, so we'll just have to dig that to find out.
We need to look it up, and then...
Yeah, that's the only way
And then Azu has to go out and look,
Yeah.
verify, and then we should be okay.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
One more question. I know that we had the Permit Extension Act But would the RDA, would that determination even be valid at this point?
No, we're not,
Okay.
we're not implying that it is.
Okay.
It'd be-
So,
it'd have to be voted.
you know, my question is, the lines are all, they were good at that point.
Mhm.
But at this point, I think it all needs to be redone.
We've reevaluated this entire
Did you
area.
do test pits out in this area?
We reviewed the areas to determine if they met the definition as either a protected wetland resource area under the state regulations and the local town bylaw and associated regulations.
Okay, so no soil borings in this area?
We've done test pits on a number of areas on the site in order to determine the best spot for potential future drainage associated with.
And do you have that paperwork available to bring with you for the site visit, or add it into the file now?
Which paperwork is that?
The test pits, you just said you dug?
We're not, all we're asking for at this time is confirmation of the wetland boundaries.
Yeah. We're just determining the wetland line right
So we will submit all that information when we actually bring forward a proposed project. We'll submit stormwater management reports and everything associated with that.
Sounds good.
Does anyone else in the room have any questions, comments? Commissioners? All right, so we're going to be looking to continue this.
Okay.
Azu did say we could put him on the agenda for the special meeting next week. But that's all.
Depending if...
Depending on how well he's feeling. Yeah, that's the whole problem.
I would say, I'm going to vote against that.
Yes.
Go to January.
Because, put it to our January meeting, because it's going to take some digging to find that,
Like I said, he is not doing very well.
yeah, to find those other paperwork.
He's not feeling up to it, then,
He can't go out there.
I'd hate to get you on the, because we have a special meeting next Wednesday. I'd hate to get you on that agenda, and then, nothing happened.
Okay.
And then everybody comes out, and we still weren't able to do it, and it still gets extended to January.
Can we be placed on that agenda as a holding place, and if nothing happens, then just automatically continue to January, or?
I would recommend we just continue.
Yeah, I'd go right for January.
January,
Yeah. Like I said, it's going to take us time to dig, to find the original paperwork we have.
It's only next week.
Yeah, it is, yeah, exactly. I mean, Azu can't even get out of the house for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
So, no.
He can't get out at all.
I make a motion, we continue it to the January 4th.
I would second that motion.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. So, January 4th.
Will that be at 5:30 again?
Yes.
5:30, yes. So, there will not be any more stuff in the paper or green card, so January 4th is the day that we're meeting at 5:30. Okay.
And will someone notify me directly in order to attend the site visit?
Yes, we'll have Azu reach out to you and
Okay.
find out what day it is, once we can find out what day he's available.
I
Okay.
didn't get your, Brendan?
What's that?
Your name?
Brendan.
Brendan, okay, Brendan.
Yes,
And I have
Brendan
your email, yes.
Okay,
I just want to double check, to make sure I had your email.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep it?
No.
Thank you.
All right. Gil, is there anything else any other business, informal? All right, I'll entertain one final motion.
No, I
Whoa. All right, so we'll revert back to informal. And I guess this will be other informal business. Yeah.
Just a quick, I don't know if everybody got the communication from MACC concerning the pipeline and all that, and asking for the various conservation commissions around the Commonwealth to join in a letter of submission to the governor to back off of some of the pipelines that are going through, gas and all of that. Should we discuss that? Are we interested in that?
Is that,
You didn't get the email on that?
I may have seen it. So is that from MAC?
Yes. They're composing a statement from all conservation commissions around the Commonwealth, encouraging the governor and the Environmental Protection Agency to relook at some of the gas pipelines that are being decimated throughout the Commonwealth, and to make sure that they're not impacting wetlands and other areas within the Commonwealth.
Are we authorized to do that? As a governmental agency?
Yes, we are. It's a Conservation Commission where we agree that we support MACC in issuing the letter. We don't send our own letter, we just send an email to them saying that we agree and we support their efforts. And they're trying to get as many Conservation Commissions on board with this unanimous push up to the governor to have him retake a look at what we're doing in that area. It's all outlined in the letter.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read the letter.
Is there a deadline on when they want
I don't know if it's in there or not.
a vote of confidence or
Didn't see
a
that
show of
either?
support?
I'm the only one that saw it?
I don't,
You must be on the in, Bill. You're on the in crowd.
no, I don't think I read it, to be honest with you.
Maybe we should give it to our clerk to read it.
Oh, we don't have to, I don't know if there's a deadline there, but I thought they were just looking for support and with a voice.
Through the end of December.
Through the end of this month, right?
Yeah.
Well, if the commissioners want to make a motion, I'll entertain anything.
Well, that's providing we all support it.
Right, I'm not clear as to what they are, is this the line that's coming
This is-
into Massachusetts?
This is one of the, I think what they're talking about is that big gas line
Yeah,
that's coming
that's what I, yeah,
through,
that's what I thought.
and it's already online, so I don't know how,
No, there's more than one. I guess there's more than one that's being proposed.
there's more than one being proposed. I know the one that came through parts of Boston and stuff, that's already flowing, so.
So we're
Oh,
meeting,
no, there's another one, no. yeah.
There's more, and
Yeah.
then they're also talking about putting big LNG storage facilities up in that area as well.
so we're meeting next Wednesday, that's a special meeting. Will other informal be on that agenda as well?
Yes, it's always on the agenda.
So we can look at this between now and then and make a determination as a commission what we'd like to do between now and then, which will still make the end of the month's cutoff.
You want to take that, if you don't have the copy, Dave? you can take
I
that.
don't have, well,
I can-
Forward the email.
I will send an email to Gail and she can send it out.
I'll send it.
But since you don't have a printer, you can,
No, I can read it right out loud. I have a printer. I just gotta kick it 2 or 3 times to get it to work.
it doesn't work.
I have my printer.
no, it talks about their concern about the environmental impact of all of this that's going on.
I
And
read a
as-
little bit of this in the,
And as we move forward to getting
Right.
off of fossil fuels and the like, that this doesn't encourage that
right.
participation in the Clean Air Act. I don't know.
Would you like that motion?
Well, we don't have to do a motion. Well, I'll let the motion end for tonight, and then we can look at it again next Wednesday.
Never mind.
Sounds good.
Which motion would you like? Hey, I just run the meeting. You guys tell me what direction you want to go
We'll
in.
put it on the informal for discussion next
I'm not talking
Wednesday.
about that, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
And if everybody would do their homework, we can have an intelligent discussion about it.
Motion to
Good thing I
adjourn.
lapsed that day.
I have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay.
Bill, okay with you?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.